I'm here with actress and model Erica Jordan, who is also a good friend of mine. She's going to be giving us a little perspective from the window of life of a beautiful, beautiful woman. She has been in Playboy and Maxim's Hot 100, so she's unquestionably a solid, hot, heavy 10. And she's going to give us some thoughts from, I guess, the other side of the dating perspective. So without further ado, we're going to crack into it. Can you tell me a little bit about the experience of being, like a day-to-day experience of being a very hot girl? Things that men might not know, things that might surprise us.
Well, I think that better-looking females actually, and this sounds bad, but I feel like they have more problems meeting people because I feel like guys are going to go for what's attainable. For the most part, a guy's not going to try to hit on a girl that he thinks is out of his league for the most part. And some men have massive egos, but they assume that you're married or that you have other things to do. I've been alone on my birthday and Valentine's Day and Christmas. And no one believes that because why would I be alone? And like on my birthday 2 years ago when you were there, I was like, I just want to sit here and feel sad. And I lit myself a birthday cake and took a bubble bath, and it was really sad. And then there was that one year I took myself to sushi, and then I met you and your client at that place for a few minutes. But I mean, for a birthday, no party, no cute date, no nothing. Because everyone I knew assumed I had big plans. So no one actually took the initiative to do something for me or to ask me or to include themselves, or because everyone assumed I must have something really great to do. And that's was just the assumption.
Interesting.
And it's not just me. I mean, let's look at the Victoria's Secret models. They always say, oh, gee, no one comes and talks to me. And who believes them? They're Victoria's Secret models.
So I wouldn't have believed you until actually this weekend. Something that happened this past weekend when I was doing boot camp. We went to a club out in Santa Monica. And there were a lot of like cute girls in this club, and then there were two girls that walked in that were just like complete, like just bombshell hot. All right, and they went and they kind of posted up at the bar, and it was really, really interesting to watch the interaction around them during the night. Well, first of all, they posted up in such a way that they were actually quite difficult to talk to. Like one was kind of wedged in between the other one, and so it was not exactly easy. But what ended up happening was all the men, just like a huge crowd of men, just sort of like kept meandering around near them and forming this like bubble of like impenetrability. But none of them actually went and talked to them. Like just kept hovering and hovering and hovering and hovering. I eventually went in. About 3/4 of the way through the night, when I finally dispersed a little bit and I could get through without having to pick through the entire crowd, and it went really, really well, and they just loved it, and they were actually really nice, wonderful people. It wasn't bad, but the natural inclination, I think, for most of the men was just to assume that the girls were
waiting for someone.
And here's the funny thing: after I went, some other so I was talking to the hotter of the two, and I thought the cooler of the two as well.
Well, it's like the dance floor at the beginning of the night. Once a few people go on the dance floor, then everybody comes. Mm-hmm.
So there's a theory out there, right? That there's like nice guys who never get girls, and then there's like the asshole guy who does one nice thing, and the girl notices it because he didn't have to.
But it's not nice guys finish last. It's guys claim they finish last because they're nice because they're too pathetic to win. It has nothing to do with being nice.
Understood.
Nice is sexy.
Understood. What I should have said, I should have said pushovers or something like that.
Something like that, but it's not nice.
Absolutely.
Because nice is sexy to me. Mm-hmm. Especially if they're nice without expecting anything.
Or if they're nice and they don't have to be, i.e. they have enough resource and abundance to not have to be nice to people, but they do it anyway.
Sure.
Fair? Whereas someone who's nice just to get ahead or nice
because
because
he
they
was
have
nice
no
to these people who were nothing to him, and that was incredibly sexy. Sexier even than the whole chiseled abs and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's true. It's really sexy because people aren't. I mean, I live in LA, so for the rest of the world that might not. But here in LA, everyone is really evil and cutthroat and only out for themselves. And when you see someone doing something like that, like I watch guys how they treat homeless people when they walk up for change. I bet you don't even tell these people to be nice.
Me? Tell them?
You just tell them to slap women around and be egotistical.
Yeah, that's exactly what I tell them. That's exactly what I tell them.
And I'm pretty sure you were just told. You may know how to get women, but you certainly don't know how to keep them.
This is what happens when you let a girl overhear a conversation with another girl. Not only does she have material to use to make you get under your skin, but she has every inclination to do it because she's probably a little bit annoyed by the fact.
Right.
That's why you hate me forever. I'm kidding. We're not going there. We're not going there in this video. We're not going there. We're not going there.
Bebe Sikkim.
I like the punches though. We might keep the punches. I was like some kind of B-roll. That was pretty good. You want to shoot play fighting too?
Well, you're like bad at reacting to
What's the absolute worst pickup line you've ever heard? What's the absolute best pickup line you've ever heard in your lifetime?
Oh, I feel like I am a bad person to ask that question to because I love pickup lines. I find them so amusing, and most women hate them. I look at game as putting in effort. So if you came up with some cute one-liner, quirky, funny thing to say, and you walked up to me with it, I appreciate it. I'm not a fan of "Hi, my name is." Other girls are. And in that situation, I think I'm just the minority. I think that you shouldn't do what I say. You should just walk around with the cheesy pickup lines. I don't even remember. There's so many. The basic ones are the best. The ones that everyone says. Your feet must hurt because you've been running through my mind all day. You know, the silly things. When they made the alphabet, they should have put you and I together. That's another good one. So then I can't even think of a bad pickup line. Oh yeah, the bad pickup lines like, do you have a mirror in your pants? Because I can see myself in them. What time are your legs open?
So it's when it's like less cute and more just like suggestive.
Perverse.
Yeah.
Sure. But the cute ones I love. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? I love that. It's cute because I fall for it every time. I'm like, what? Did what hurt? Oh, hee.
Really?
Yeah.
Even after last time they said, did it hurt? You still just don't.
Because you have to mean it. Like, oh, did that hurt? What? And ta-da! Because you think you have like a bruise or something. You go to look. It's a good one.
You just like good acting.
Okay. No, I just like the effort. I like the effort.
Fair enough.
But I can smell game. So I can sense it a million miles away. And I guess I appreciate it. I like being pursued. I don't necessarily want things to happen naturally. I want to put up a fight, be pursued, and be won over.
Makes sense. Sounds sexy.
Sure. Nothing much has changed since the caveman days. Bashed over the head, take me back to your cave. I like your cave. Can you catch wild boar? You can. I'm staying. It's true. I'm as smart as I look.
It's okay. I think you're smarter than you look.
It's okay. I got these. Because most women have low self-esteem, and when you treat them like garbage, it resonates with how they really feel about themselves, and they think, oh my gosh, subconsciously, you really get me. You know that I'm a piece of crap. You're treating me like I'm a piece of crap. You really see me. And it's on a subconscious level, because you're walking around pretending that you're all that, but deep down inside, you're just this hurt little deer. And when someone walks around and smacks you, it's like they see that in you. And it really connects with them on a deep level. That's why so many women, you say to them, why are you with this guy? He beats the crap out of you. You pay all the bills. I don't get it. But she keeps going back again and again and again. And that happens a lot. I mean, 9 out of 10 women are dating guys they shouldn't be dating. And there's a reason for that.
Every girl that watches my videos that has boyfriends, listen to what she just said. Sorry.
Well, it's not like you're the right guy, so listen to that.
I'm hurt. I'm really deeply hurt.
He's so devastated.
Alright. It looks like I'm like rubbing in between your legs right now because I'm rubbing Bebe. Sorry. Oh, that's alright.
That was amazing. Okay, done with the orgasm. Now what?
If you could like go behind the scenes and say, as a viewer of these videos.
Ooh, I would say that taking into consideration that what works for you won't necessarily work for everyone. And that you need to find, it's just like with acting. You can do Meisner, you can do all these different techniques, but that's not the end result. It's about what works for you. Some people just look down at the paper and say this is the truth and that's it, or some people do method acting, but that's a perfect analogy because just like with acting, you got to find what works for you. So go out there and try different things. Not to mention, it's more complex than you make it seem. Because even if you find something that works for you, everybody's different. You got to feel them out. So you got to get better at feeling people out is probably the grand scoop. Would you say?
So lots of practice.
Right.
Right. Be careful treading on dangerous territory. Because I know you don't approve of that.
Well, using people to to better yourself in an area is never okay. I mean, women are more sensitive than men are. I mean, if I use you for sex right now, I'm pretty sure you'll get over it.
I don't know, guys. What do you think?
Because once you have sex with someone, oxytocin is flowing through your veins, and you feel attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
So even though, and girls put up a front. Girls pretend like, oh yeah, no, this is great. I don't want it to lead to anything. You know, maybe like in a few years, but I'm not even thinking about that. Yes, we are. We're totally thinking about that. But we have to pretend we're not. Why? Because that's what turns men on. That chase. Pursuing us. If I started something out going, yes, nice to meet you. I think you're actually a really nice guy. I mean, who knows? Maybe you could be the one, because I am looking for the one, and I bet he's going to be wonderful, and it could be you, and I'm just so excited. You would run. For the fucking hills, you would run. Right. You can't say that. You can be like, oh, it's relationship, whatever. I don't care. I don't care about anything. What'd you say? And guys are like, yeah, what's up? Because that's what does it for them. That like, oh, come on, chase me. I don't know. Maybe I want you, maybe I don't. Maybe throw in a little, oh, no, and then go back to my little, yeah, blah. That's what reels them in. We're not stupid. We're born with manipulation skills. We know how to work that. So we have to hide who we really are just to keep you chasing. And then no matter how long we've been playing this game, I feel like even months into it, you can never really let the guy, I mean, a slight ADD, but a lot of successful married couples have told me that what keeps them happy is this constant feeling of never really having each other, never really taking each other for granted, always winning each other over. And I feel like that's probably a pretty accurate thing to say.
I'd say so, yeah, that really resonates with me.
Right.
For sure. Zoolander fish?
I do think, and this is something that you'll like, that a guy, and I always say this when I date, that I won't date anyone under 35 because a man needs to fuck everything that moves for at least 15 years before you can talk any sense into him. It's kind of like how a lot of women are meant to be mothers or meant to nurture a guy. That's what your primal need is, and it kind of needs to work its way out of its system, which is why I don't date men my own age, because I feel like it's a lose situation. It's a lose-lose situation for me. I feel like even if they're content in the moment, if they haven't gotten all that out of their system, they're going to end up 50 with a convertible and putting a toupee on and cheating on me with their secretary. So,
do you think in a way that's like saying that
but everyone's different. There's an exception to that rule too.
Mm-hmm. When you say they need to get out of their system, is it sort of like they need to be at a point where they're no longer proving anything? They need to have like kind of gone through it and proved to themselves, so that when they do settle with someone, it's not out of neediness.
And
it's out of,
for when they find someone, they'll know that they found someone for all the right reasons, not because they've only been with 3 women and she was just the best of the 3.
Exactly. So given that, within a certain scope, would you say it's okay for guys to date around a bit in their early years?
Well, you say date.
Okay.
Dating, of course, mandatory, but to go into a club with the goal of having sex that night, I mean, I am a girl, okay? I go out, I drink too much, and if I end up having sex with someone, I would say like 10 out of 10 times I feel crappy the next day. And then I hate myself, and then I feel dirty, and then I go and I get tested at the STD clinic. Even if women say that they're going to the club just to dance it out or have girl time, no one goes into a nightclub to have girl time and be left alone and yada yada. Even in the back of their mind, in some shape or form, they want attention.
Just give me your brief thought on that theory and the application.
I don't remember specifically, besides the fact that you say that women will give you shit simply to see how much of it you can take.
Yeah.
And that's 100% true, even if we're doing it subconsciously.
Mm-hmm.
I broke up with a guy once, and I sat in my room for a week thinking about it because I couldn't understand why I did this. This guy was so nice, great guy. It's nothing to do with him being nice. Wonderful, generous, good-looking, fantastic guy. But we were at a movie theater, and he followed the crowd in a certain direction, and it was the wrong direction. I'm like, you can't lead us? You can't lead us? Out here, you just gonna take us in the wrong direction? I can't believe that. Da, 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 da. And I'm going off on him, and I'm a bitch in this moment. And I spent a week in my apartment just sitting there going, why would I do that to someone? What is wrong with me that I'd be such a bitch. I was disgusted with myself, but I was testing him in something as stupid as getting out of a movie theater. And when he failed my stupid little test, I flipped out because I thought it was going somewhere, and now it obviously isn't because he failed my dumb test. I didn't sit there and go, I'm going to test him and this is what I'm going to do. That's just how it happened. And after I was reflecting, I realized what I did. And well, I'm not proud of it, but that's just human beings. We do things we're not proud of.
Mm-hmm. To what extent do you think that you are, you do an action in one moment and then you wonder about it or regret it?
Constantly.
Yeah?
Pretty much all of my actions.
Okay.
We are just really confused. That's why I find it really amusing when any man says, I know women. Because women don't know women. Women scare the living crap out of me. They are constantly changing. It's like the weather. Doesn't matter if you get an accurate reading, it could still be a thunderstorm. And that's why it's so impossible. We're constantly getting to know ourselves. I'm constantly changing. Mm-hmm. What I want yesterday, I don't necessarily want today. So how are you supposed to know that? Because I don't. How can you know me if I don't know me?
That's a good question.
Alrighty then. And I'm not that unique in that sense. Women are crazy.
Yep. Which brings me to one other quick point I wanted to make. I think this will be a good question and answer for you. Has to do with persistence. Have you ever blown a guy off and blown him off and blown him off and blown him off and blown him off?
Persistence is sexy.
And then
that's
eventually...
being won over.
Mm-hmm.
That's just that.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, that's the dream.
So guys, listen, if you're very persistent, one day, this could all be yours. Maybe. Possibly. Probably not. Anyway.
No, but it's kind of, it's true about the persistence thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every time he tries, he becomes sexier. And even, but it depends on how she blows you off. I mean, if she's like, fuck you, get out of my face, maybe you should just... Even then, though, there are the times...
Or if she's like, I deleted your phone number.
It's a perfect example. I deleted your phone number, I blocked your phone number.
Not over.
I hate you.
Not over. Not even close to over.